Hello fam, welcome back. Another interesting episode here. Today we are going to talk about tomatoes. This is one of the most important fruits that every farmer must grow, but if you don't do some things right, you'll end up with a disappointment. 80% of our viewers are not subscribed to our channel. I kindly encourage you to subscribe. It will give us the energy to keep on producing content like this. Let's dive right into our topic today. Farmers make a lot of mistakes when they are growing tomatoes. These mistakes cost them money or even result in waste of time, whereby you farm but you don't get anything from the farm. In this video we will share with you the 5 mistakes that results in losses when it comes to tomato farming. The first mistake is infrequent watering. Water is very important for tomatoes. Tomatoes require water for them to produce the right quality of fruits and for them to have the right structure so that the issues of post-harvest losses reduces. If you water your plant infrequently and inadequately, and with this I mean you don't water your plant consistently and you provide very little amount from what is required, you'll end up with your fruits cracking. Cracking is a very big problem that might result in losses both in the field or in the greenhouse and as well in the store or after you harvested. So it's important you adhere to a watering regime that will satisfy your plant needs to avoid cracking, which results in losses. The second challenge is not pruning your crops, and with pruning I mean pruning entails removal of dead, diseased and damaged crop or parts which have been infested with pests. This is important because it reduces further spread of the disease into the entire field. Pruning also involves removal of the underleaves. This is very important because these leaves are very close to the ground, and when you water, dirt splashes on the leaves which create favorable condition for pathogens to thrive. This will result in diseases that will affect your crop. Also, removal of these underground leaves ensures that there is free flow of air, which also is important when curbing the spread of diseases and pests because it reduces the issue of excessive foliage. Also, removal of the underleaves ensures that there is proper light penetration. Light is very important. It ensures that there will be no dumpy condition, which is favorable for pests and diseases to thrive. So when you remove the underleaves, it's possible to create a space that can now allow you to do intercropping or to have cover crops on your plot. Also, it makes it easier to do weeding and also to do maintenance work on your drip lines and such. It's important after pruning you adhere to a strict hygiene, that you remove all the prunings and also all the weeds or dirt so that you don't create a favorable condition for pests and diseases to thrive, which might in the end affect your tomatoes and result in losses. The third mistake that farmers make is over fertilizing your crop. This is very dangerous. There is a lot of literature on tomato farming that shows that if you over fertilize your crop, it has a negative implication when it comes to pests and diseases infection. An over fertilized plant has very low chances when it comes to fighting pest and disease infestation as you compare to one which has been fertilized optimally. It's important that you stop over fertilizing your crop, and also it results in losses because Over fertilizing meaning spending more money on fertilizer, which will eat into your profit and eventually cut your profit or even result in losses. The fourth mistake is not using the right tools, and this is very important when it comes to pruning and harvesting. First, when it comes to pruning, if you don't use the right tools, you might end up destroying your plant. Destroying or injuring your plant might create a wound that will be an entry point for pathogens to affect your plant, and this can even spread into the entire field and result in losses of very high magnitude. As for not using the right tool when harvesting, it's important to know that you need to, when harvesting tomatoes, you harvest the fruit together with its knuckle. But it's not possible to harvest your fruit with a knuckle if you are not using pruners or the right tools. This will end up with fruits without a knuckle, which are very susceptible to pests and diseases that affect crops after being harvested. Also, a fruit harvested with the knuckle has a higher shelf life if you compare it with the fruit which has been harvested without a knuckle. Fifth mistake is not harvesting your fruits at the right stage. The stage of harvest will be determined by the market, the distance with which you'll have to transport your fruits to reach the market. Here I'm talking about the logistics. The purpose or the end use also will determine the stage at which you harvest your fruits. For some stages, you'll need to harvest the fruits when it's already fully ripe, and this is mostly for immediate use in culinary purposes. If you are transporting over long distances, you'll have to harvest your fruits when they are still yellow. There you have it, folks. You do all these things right and you'll run a very smooth tomato enterprise. Up to there, we've come to the end, but I'll still remind you that 80% of our viewers are not subscribed to our channel, and I'd strongly encourage you to subscribe so that we keep on producing such content. Until there, I'll see you on the next video.